Alright, Get and Loser, we're going healing. Today I wanted to zoom out a little bit. Most of the videos that I have done in this series, it's kind of like zooming in and deep diving into like emotions and understanding patterns and triggers and stuff. It's essentially a reminder for myself because I'm somebody that tends to get stuck in their head a lot, but it's also for anyone that might come across this video and they need to hear something that might comfort you or maybe just give you that fresh perspective that you need in order to think with clarity again. Sometimes we just forget that we are literally just a soul on a rock that's floating in the middle of space. And as humans, we just stress out so much about things that may not even matter in all this realm of things. We just end up putting so much pressure on ourselves to be this type of person by a certain age. How you have to have achieved all these big things before 30 because then that's too late. This type of pressure to just stand out, to just hustle so much, to always take action and just not like take any time to rest. We tie our worth to the things that we achieve. Some of us may fall into the trap of tying our worth into how we look. Some of us tie our worth to a LinkedIn update, or some of us tie our worth to like an Instagram highlight or reel. And we just put so much pressure and expectations on ourselves to be a certain way without actually questioning why we're doing that in the first place. Sometimes we just make a big deal out of things that literally won't matter in 5 years. Why would it matter so much if a person doesn't have like a perfect nose, if you fail a test at school, or if you miss a day off work, if we're productive enough that day, if we're pretty enough? We spend our whole lives trying to be successful or good looking. But you know what? One day we will die and the earth will continue spinning like nothing happened. The sun will still come out the next day. So why is it that we are trying to micromanage our lives away in a way that's like we're the ones writing our fate when we're not? The reality is, as a human, you're not meant to control everything. Control is actually just a trauma response, and not a lot of people talk about this. We're not meant to know all of the answers. There's something way, way, way bigger than you, always. We always try to control the world and we always try to control the outcomes of things and our realities in such a way that it's like if anything goes opposite direction, we just lose our sense of self and we lose like the whole vision. And God forbid we ever make a mistake, then we're like filled up with anxiety and we don't know how to take it from there, and then we just get stuck. And sometimes for a lot of us, we fall into the trap of giving up just because we've tried something and it didn't necessarily go our way. But in the first place, we were never meant to figure it out like that. And yet we have all these wars inside of our heads trying to fight the unknown and expect for things to be a certain way. And we literally forget that our destinies are already written and that whatever plans we do literally never go to plan. Do you really think when God created you and put you on this earth, He didn't know exactly what you'd need, what exactly you'll lose, and how exactly you're gonna grow? What opportunities you're gonna take or you're gonna miss, people you're gonna come across? These things that we feel so anxious about are never things that we were meant to control the outcome of. He already planned all this out for you and he knew exactly what was going to happen. But it's we as humans that always try to control the outcome of things, basically take a role that's not ours. You think that if you make a mistake, then it's like a life or death situation. You think that every situation depends on you, depends on your life. The earth kept spinning long after you had that overthinking session. We genuinely weren't created to handle this much pressure and this much stress all by ourselves. These many opinions, this much digital noise, this much consumption. No wonder why we feel we're never enough. It's like we are trying to live like 1,000 different lives rather than just like connecting with our soul and connecting with our core. We just end up like overthinking every single little decision as if that was gonna change like what's already written for us. Stressing over that exit that we didn't take, stressing over not getting it right, like when launching our business, like taking a day off at our job. We think that we have to be somebody exceptional, but we just forget that even without doing all these big things in life, we are still worthy and we're still loved and we're still valuable. We can fail and still be loved. We can feel lost and still be guided. We can let go but still feel held by something way bigger than us. When God created you, He basically picked you and assigned you to be on this earth at this certain time, at this certain place, with this certain heart, in this body, with the soul, and with those experiences that you're meant to face. to serve humanity and to serve the community and to just let go. Let go of trying to control all the outcomes. Enjoy it as much as you can because it literally goes by so freaking fast. You don't have to constantly be taking action. You don't need to constantly plan things. Whatever is written for you will just happen. You don't need to plan each and every single day of your life, but you just need to allow your life to unfold as it already will. You just need to let go and trust more. Trust in something that's way bigger than you. You're exactly right where you need to be in life. You're on divine timing. You're right on schedule. You're not late for anything. You're not behind in life. You don't need to do things by a certain age. You don't need to look exactly a certain way. You can just let go of all of those expectations and simply just watch the unknown unfold for you. Imagine it to be like the most beautiful thing that could ever happen to you. Your anxiety and your overthinking will literally not change anything. Either way, what's written for you will happen. Not your 5-year plan, not what the people around you are telling you. It's all just written, okay? I feel like I talk about this book all the time, but honestly, it's just such a life-changing book. And This Is How You Heal by Brianna Wiest. She talks about how every time you feel anxious or overwhelmed in life or whatnot, just think about all of the moments that you thought that you wouldn't overcome and you actually did. Think about the time that you just felt so behind in life, but yet everything turned out to be perfect by the end of it. Think about all of the times that you were so scared of the unknown only for it to unfold as like the most beautiful thing in the world. You're never gonna figure it out 100%. You're never gonna know everything that's in the unknown, okay? It's only God that knows this. With knowing that, that's when you reach a sense of true inner peace. Plus, you don't really need to be okay all the time. You don't need to know all the answers all the time. You just need to remember that there's always something way bigger than you and that you're always being held by it. Even if you feel like you're gonna stay at rock bottom forever and that things are not gonna look up from there, you just need to remember that. Never lose sight of that fact. You are never alone and we're never meant to handle it all by yourself. There's something way bigger than you all the time. Your emotions are valid and the way that you feel is valid. But also, whatever you may be feeling in this moment might not even be real, might not even be true. Don't trust everything that you feel and don't trust everything that you think. Feel the comfort in just being okay with the unknown. The unknown is not the enemy. Learn how to sit in that unknown and to just accept it for what it is and appreciate it, because usually it's not as scary as you think and it's not as terrifying as you think. I want you, next time you have this anxiety building up in your chest and you feel like hand-tied and whatnot, just take a minute to go outside and literally just look at the sky, because the sky is always there to remind us of literally how tiny we are. There's literally 8 billion of us, tiny little peckles of dust on this earth right now, yet none of us can change something that is so out of our control. So instead of trying to plan your life away to feel a little safer in the unknown, you will get that peace once you realize that it's time to let go. So you're not overwhelmed, but you're just zoomed in too close. You just need to zoom out a little bit more and don't define yourself by how many times you didn't get it right. Not your trauma, not your mistakes. This isn't all there is. Again, your feelings are always telling you something. Take some time to understand what they're trying to tell you, but also don't take it as your identity. Learn the lesson from it and simply just release it. You don't need to save the world. You just need to remember that it wasn't even you who created this. It was created by a force way bigger than you. You simply just need to trust in his plan, and only then you will feel the utmost inner peace that you've ever felt.